It's your boy, Amreezy, and I'm back with another Road to Sorare Boss episode where we follow my journey in the wonderful world of Sorare. The world of Sorare, which if you see people writing about Sorare online, making content, you'd be under the impression that everybody's bored of Sorare now, that everybody's just finished with Sorare, and the activity in Sorare has gone down, but I'll tell you one thing that keeps me interested in Sorare is winning a nice little cash prize like I did at the weekend just gone, winning $50 in cash. That keeps me interested in a game, I can't lie. So I'm still interested in Sorare, even if all of the content out there, even if every tweet, every Reddit post, everything you read about Sorare is all about how people are bored of Sorare, how the game's getting boring now, and we're all waiting till next European season. I get where people like that are coming from, because yes, Sorare is dying down, but especially in the in-season European competitions, we bought these cards for the entire season. And I do think a lot of people have kind of forgotten that in-season lasts till the end of the season. And even if there's 2 games left, that's 2 chances to win juicy prizes. And if you've played Sorare properly, you will have bought in-season cards for the whole season in mind. And I just don't get why people are selling in-season cards, trying to claim a tiny bit of profit back on these cards. Just play with them, win cash, and that's better than selling your cards. Keep your cards. Stop selling cards. So that's my Sorare public service announcement today. I don't get it. I'm still interested. I get it. I'm not as interested in Sorare right now as I was a few months ago. But like I said, winning cash prizes, that keeps me interested. So I'll show you later how I won that $50. I'll also show you my lineups for the coming weekend in the wonderful world of Sorare. I haven't bought any cards now. That is one area where Sorare has got quieter for me, is I'm not buying any cards now. But my Sorare strategy was always to buy these in-season cards kind of a few months into the season and then play for them with the rest of the season. So I shouldn't be buying cards right now because that's not how I've set up. When I'll be buying cards will probably be if I see bargains in the summer break or ahead of next season. So that's my Sorare strategy. I'm still having fun with it. Even if it's not as fun as it used to be, I'm still having fun with Sorare. Let's start this week's video off by looking at how I did last weekend in the wonderful, exciting, still fun world of Sorare. Right then, before I show you how I did at the weekend just gone, let's take a quick look at the midweek set of Sorare lineups, how Sorare is looking midweek. And to be honest, all of my lineups aren't very serious except for one, which is the European Champions Classic. It's this lineup here. So I'm recording this video on Wednesday evening. I usually do them on Thursday, but we've got builders in the house on Thursday, so I'm doing this Wednesday evening when there's not going to be hammering and noise and distractions for me. So I've got one day less to preview my video than usual, but this has been done after the Barcelona-Inter Milan game. What a game that was. 3-3 Barcelona-Inter Milan. I was watching this game. I mean, I would have watched this game even if I wasn't playing Sorare, but obviously with Sorare in mind, it was a bit more engaging, and my kind of tactics with all of my midweek lineups are in-season Champions League, and they've combined all of the European competitions into one competition this week, which makes sense because it's a semi-final stage, so there's less games. So we've got a chance to play our Chelsea Classic cards with Barcelona cards who are playing in the Champions League. The problem is I can't play the in-season competitions because I don't have the Barcelona goalkeeper. I just don't think Szczesny's worth paying 30 odd pounds for when he's going to retire probably at the end of the season. So I've been playing classic European. This is my, and so what I've done is, because the European competitions are rolling competitions, what I've been doing is putting in all Thursday players in positions so that I can change them. I did put some under 23 lineups out, so that's not really serious. I do have a special competition, so if Nottingham Forest do well against Brentford, that might be a serious lineup here. So we've still got that to come on Thursday. This is the rest of it is mainly just building up XP. So the 2 serious lineups I have are Nottingham Forest against Brentford, which they could do well on Thursday, and then it's this European competition, which I've been tweaking. So originally, I just had Declan Rice in it, and then I saw how well he did. And my strategy was, if Declan Rice did bad, I'd shift all of these guys over to the second lineup. But Declan Rice did good, 78 scores, so I kept him. Then I put in, for the Barcelona-Inter Milan game, 2 Barcelona forwards once I knew they were starting. Lewandowski's injured, so Ferran Torres is the only striker they have. and he scored and Rafinha assisted. So not bad. I'm not going to score crazy well with this team, but I've got decisives here. I've got a good score from Declan Rice. So what I'll do tomorrow or Thursday when Chelsea play their Europa League game, hopefully Jorgensen's in goal for that, and then I'll pick the defender from Chelsea who can hopefully keep a clean sheet. I hope it's Cucurella because he has a lot of attacking threat, but it could be Reece James because Reece James in Europe has been playing in midfield where he's more involved, he's getting more touches of the ball, more assist threat, more. I think he's on free kicks as well. So Reece James could be a possible contender here. So if Chelsea keep a clean sheet away from home, but they're favourites in that game, so if they can keep a clean sheet, we might have a good score from this lineup. So maybe we're going to get some midweek joy. At worst case, I think we should get a box, some essence, maybe scrape a tier 5 or 4 card. So that's how we're looking at the moment. We are currently, we're like 89 points away from a tier 2 card. And it says 33% of the games have been played. So there are a lot of games to go yet. But you never know. If Chelsea do really well and we get 2 more green scores here, maybe we'll get something from this lineup. So let's look at the weekend just gone. And I didn't do that well in most of my lineups. As you can see here, I only won 4 rewards. But crucially, one of those rewards was $50 cash. So it's worth it. That's kind of been my strategy really for the remainder of the season is I've just got a few collections that I'm just running till the end of the season. Wolves, Crystal Palace, a few Everton cards, Monaco, Barcelona, Deportivo Alaves. And then when they've got a good game, like Wolves did this weekend, as my strategy, oops, just whacking my microphone, getting a bit excited here. My strategy is just to go for that Wolves collection. And the Wolves collection hasn't been as good as I'd hoped it had been. It has paid itself off already. I've won cash prizes with this Wolves collection, which has made me think I've justified spending all of that money on the Wolves collection, even though it wasn't as good. When they had Southampton at home, when they had, I think, Ipswich at home, they didn't do as well as I would have liked. But they did good this week. So let's go through it in order. We had this top shooter special competition where I did okay in this lineup because Monaco drew 1-1, which wasn't great for Monaco, but Beereth had some shots. Evan Nielsen annoyingly got sent off. Harshly, the red card has now been rescinded, but it still counts in Sorare. Still got a red card in the game. So although the red card is not going to be banned for any games because it wasn't a fair red card, it ruined this Sorare lineup where I was 17 points off a reward. So maybe we would have got that reward if that red card hadn't happened. This lineup was a DMP goalkeeper, so we weren't really taking this one seriously. Then in the classic version of the top shooter, we took them both seriously. We did think because our rest of our leagues aren't that serious this weekend, maybe the top shooter will do well. And it was frustrating because we were close to kind of doing a reward, but there was just someone that let us down. Like this guy, Vigara, let us down when these guys kind of all did well. Bowen and Cucurella especially. And then this lineup, Trent didn't do really well, even though he started and they won 5-1 against Spurs. Trent did nothing. Samudio, who we spent ages last week going through his past scores, he gets loads of shots. Did terrible. Started, but 41 score from him. So that was a waste of space and a waste of time. Then we go to Premier League in season. Here is the $50 winning lineup. Division 1, Premier League in season. We finished 17th because Wolves kept a clean sheet against Leicester. So I played 2 defenders because I was like, Wolves are definitely going to keep a clean sheet. Leicester don't score goals. And it proved to be correct. Leicester didn't score goals. Slightly annoying, Totti got a yellow card and didn't get as good a score as Abgadou. If Totti had matched this score, we could have won, I think, $150. But bit of a poor score from Totti and a yellow card brought his score down. Jose Sa saving a penalty was... I mean, I was watching this game, obviously, because it was my number one chance of winning something big this weekend. And I was watching the game, and when Wolves gave away the penalty, I was like, oh, that's it. There goes the clean sheet. And I went from despair to elation because Vardy took the penalty as well. After announcing he was leaving Leicester at the end of the season, I was like, this is just typical. Vardy will get the goal, finish the season on a high, say bye to the Leicester fans, giving them something to cheer about. But he missed the penalty. And again, if Jose Sa hadn't given away the penalty, this score would have been even better because he gave the penalty away, so he lost some points for the penalty conceded. So, yes, it could have been better, but I'll take a $50 win at this stage of the season easily. That's now more money in the bank, building for next season's budget. Hopefully, we can pick up a few more of these wins before the end of the season, and we've got our money to play with next season. We don't have to put in more, deposit more money into the game. As it stands, I'll probably still have to deposit more money into the game because I've not got enough. But we keep winning a couple of $50 prizes here and there. And we might have to rethink our strategy for next season. We may be becoming self-sufficient in the Sorare universe. So let's see. So that was a good lineup for me. And the only lineup that really did well, but crucially, it was the lineup out of all of them that I probably wanted to do the best. So happy days. Cunha, by the way, was amazing. Yes, it was Leicester, but he's back to playing glorious football. 2 assists and a goal for Cunha. So no complaints there. And we did well not to put Strand Larsen in this lineup. The temptation was Leicester at home to play Cunha and Strand Larsen. But I've been stung with Wolves before this season where I thought they'd have an easy game and they don't score. So this way it was much more sensible. Back the defence instead of the attack and just put Cunha up front. And then Larsen in this lineup. So Larsen did okay, he did score, but 60 was the worst score out of all of these guys. So it was good to keep him here. Where Robinson let me down here, 0 for Robinson. We could have done well with this lineup. If Robinson did he not play? What happened here? He didn't play. If Robinson had played against Southampton, we could have had a good score, but he let us down. Backing the Wolves, Newcastle defence well. I do have a Fabian Schär card, but I think he was injured for this game. If Schär was fit, I was going to play Schär here and back the Newcastle defence against Ipswich. But Schär was a bit of an injury out before the game, so we couldn't play him. So we had to go for Robinson, and it didn't work. Everton lost to Chelsea. Happy days as a Chelsea fan. Not so happy in terms of Sorare, but I'll take that. The bigger cause one. And even if these guys had done well, these guys didn't do well. These 2 Wolves players, I did think these 2 Wolves players wouldn't do as well as these guys, hence them being in this lineup. But we didn't get relegated. That's the main thing from that lineup. Then we go to Premier League Classic, where we backed West Ham, who lost to Brighton. What are West Ham doing? Shambles. Caicedo did well for Chelsea. Probably should have played him somewhere else. And then the Fulham boys, that we thought Fulham playing Southampton, got to play these 2 boys. They both did bad. Well done, Fulham. Fulham have given up. They've got nothing to play for this season. So that didn't work out. Then we've got some warm-up leagues. More warm-up leagues. MLS warm-up leagues. Monaco let us down. They drew 1-1. Again, it's a game they should have won. Monaco's season's really falling off a bit of a cliff now. I think that's 3 games without a win, which is frustrating because we have an in-season Monaco collection, but it's fun. It's given me a lot more interest in the French league this year, so that's still been fun. I'm not sure who Monaco have got next, but when Monaco have got a good game, we'll still back them in season. We could still get some nice cash prizes from Champion in season where if Monaco deliver and we pick the starting lineup. But yeah, all of these Monaco guys didn't do great. Johnson didn't do well for them. Ramsdale didn't do well for Southampton. This lineup was a DMP goalkeeper, so we didn't take that seriously. DMP goalkeeper again here. Warm up. Contender in season has gone really quiet for us. With the Mexican seasons not gone into their playoffs yet, they're still playing the knockout rounds before the playoffs. It means I've got no Mexican season cards to play. So contender in season was a joke this week. We just played these guys in the Division 3 lineup. Classic didn't really work out for us as well because Ita didn't play and the goalkeeper had a stinker. Under 23 warm-up league where kudos to kudos. This lineup actually did quite well. 372. Bit harsh not to win anything there. Give me a box. Give me some essence. Give me something. 7 points off winning a box. Oh well. Then we had some all-star lineups where this all-star lineup did quite well, considering it had a DMP goalkeeper. We scored 315 with a DMP goalkeeper. Probably should have played a different goalkeeper in this lineup, with Koulibaly, Fofana, Soleil, and Lamina all getting good scores. So 15 points off a reward with no DMP goalkeeper in all-star. Take your hats off to your boy Amreezy, because that's a good score. Malik Fofana especially is looking like he's getting back to some good form. I bought this card because everything I've been hearing about French football, everything I've been hearing about the Wonder Kids in France, this is the guy to go for. Apparently he's going to be going to the Premier League soon. He's the next Doku, everyone's saying. And when I bought him early in the season, and I've had good weeks with him, especially in my under-23 league. I think he may have played a few champion weeks when I didn't have a good French player playing that week, and he had a good fixture for Lyon. Since he got injured in this little break, he has not been starting, annoyingly. He's been coming off the bench, but lately he got injured again. So he was a bench player again, and then got injured, then was a bench player, but he started and scored last week. So my thinking is Malik Fofana might be a nice pick if you're looking for someone who is a great future pick for the future, a wonder kid, could get a big move and then his card could go up in value, even in Classic, and who's going to score well maybe till the end of the season, under 23 card as well. I like Malik Fofana. I have watched a few Lyon games because I own this card, and he's very exciting. He makes Lyon games more fun. So that was how I did last weekend. I don't think there was anything else to report about. That's how I did last week. I don't have any new cards. I didn't win any new cards since last week, so we don't have that segment filled. So let's go straight to my lineups for the coming weekend in the wonderful world of Sorare. Right, gang, these are my lineups for the coming weekend in the world of Sorare, which is game week 76. There's two special competitions, both of which I'm ignoring. The first one is this arena where you pay with essence, and you can play any card you want if it's under 226 point cap. And it's everyone against each other. And the prize is more essence. And yeah, I'm not as drawn to this competition. I feel like it's a waste of essence. I feel like I'll just lose my essence and then think, oh, that could have been, I would have rather had half a chance of getting a tier 5 card next season. I just think essence is something I'm saving for next season now. I feel like they're going to introduce competitions like this to get you to spend your essence. But for me, I looked at the fixtures. I had a brief play with my lineup. Like, could I put a good lineup for under 26 points cap? I couldn't, so I just think it'd be a waste of essence if I entered that competition. So I'm not entering that competition, but fair play to Sorare. I'm imagining there's going to be lots of people with essence that they have essence to burn. That's fair play. It's a good idea. Just doesn't suit me for the fixtures this week. I don't really have good fixtures this week anyway, I felt. I'm not feeling that confident this week, so I especially wasn't going to waste essence in this competition. Then there was a Premier League collector event where if you have Arsenal cards, you can, I guess, win an Arsenal shirt. So again, I don't have enough Arsenal cards and probably don't even want an Arsenal shirt, so that's not for me. So then we go to the normal competitions. Premier League in season. Now, Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace are two of my collections. They're playing each other. So it's going to be a bit of a funny game, and it's Monday as well, which I never like having my games on a Monday. I don't like waiting all weekend to see how I'm doing. But Monday Night Football will be interesting for me because I've got Crystal Palace playing Nottingham Forest. I'm in my top 2 Premier League in seasons. I'm just going to back one and then back the other. So in my Division 1 lineup, I'm going to back Crystal Palace because they're at home and they've got better form than Nottingham Forest. And the last games they've just played, Crystal Palace won. They beat Aston Villa in the FA Cup semi-final. Nottingham Forest lost in the FA Cup semi-final. So I'm guessing confidence is going to be with Crystal Palace. Also, Nottingham Forest have a game on Thursday, whereas Crystal Palace don't. So Crystal Palace will be fresher for this game, will have more confidence. I may tweak this if Forest smashed their game on Thursday. They're playing Brentford, so they are favourites to win. If Forest do really well against Brentford, I may rethink the order of these lineups. But as it stands, Palace are going to be my number 1 lineup. Forest will be my second lineup. It wasn't too hard to pick the lineups. This is pretty much my go-to lineup for Palace. This is my go-to lineup for Forest. When everyone's fit, these are my cards. So I'm going to be playing them, and hopefully one of the teams does really well and we get a good prize from one of those lineups. My third lineup is going to be quite Everton heavy. 3 Everton cards because they're playing Ipswich at home. Ipswich now fully relegated. Nothing to play for except for pride. So hopefully Everton can take advantage of a wounded animal maybe. There is also the option that Ipswich have the reins taken off them, are playing without any fear, and maybe play well because they're not, they've got nothing to play for in a way. Pressure's off. But I'm hoping they play. And I'm going to start Dwight McNeil because he's been coming off the bench lately. I just feel like Ipswich at home. Come on. This is the game to start Dwight McNeil. So chuck Dwight McNeil in here. Decore and Branthwaite. So if they keep a clean sheet, Decore and McNeil get involved in some goals. Everton boys should do well. Now, Southampton in goal. Leicester are playing Southampton. The bottom of the bottom two teams playing each other. And even though Southampton are away, I think in recent weeks, Southampton have been playing better than Leicester. Leicester still haven't scored. So possibly a clean sheet here for Ramsdale. Could be a nice score there. And then Nwaneri, I'm going to captain him because, come on. Arsenal are going to surely play Nwaneri. Rest Saka, surely. They've got the Champions League second leg after this. So they've just played in the Champions League midweek. Now they've got a league game, which is not important because Liverpool have won the league now. So Arsenal have not really got anything to play for. So surely Saka gets a rest. Odegaard maybe gets a rest. And Nwaneri plays. So if that happens against Bournemouth at home, captain Nwaneri. So I'm quietly confident about this. My third choice Premier League in season lineup. If Everton do well, if Southampton keep that clean sheet, and if Nwaneri starts and is desperate to impress. So, Premier League Classic. In this lineup, I'm going to back 3 Newcastle defenders. This is what I wanted to do last week, but Shah was an injury doubt. I think he played in the game last week when I should have played him, but he wasn't. Oh, God, he played and got 88. So that really came back to bite me. So he'll be in the team now. So we'll back that Newcastle defence fully. Goalkeeper and 2 defenders. And then we're going to play West Ham strikers. West Ham are letting me down this season, especially when I play them all together. But I haven't done that in ages. I haven't played a full West Ham stack in a while. And I'm not going to do that, even though they've got Tottenham at home. And Tottenham, a little bit like Arsenal, I think will be resting players in the league, concentrating in Europe. But I'm not going to go full West Ham stack. I'm just going to go for the attack. Kudos scored last week, so hoping he's got some confidence now. And Bowen is the main man for West Ham. So I'm going to play 2 West Ham attackers with the Newcastle Stacker Classic. And then I've got a quite confident feeling Chelsea might do better than people expect against Liverpool. I think, as a Chelsea fan, if you're asking me when do I want to play Liverpool, at home, when's the ideal time to play Liverpool? It's probably the game after they've won the league. Because hopefully they're going to be partying all week. They're going to be drunk. They're going to be hungover. They're going to be partied all week. They're not really going to be motivated to play this game because they've won the league. And Chelsea still have something to play for. Chelsea are desperately trying to get into Europe, hopefully Champions League. So I just think, Chelsea might, and I don't think many people will be playing Chelsea lineup, so it could be a good differential. This lineup could change depending on who Chelsea play on Thursday. I'm recording this before Chelsea have played their semi-final in the which European league is it? The Europa Tin Pot third one that no one wants to play in that league. So if Jackson and Palmer play in Europe, maybe I'll rethink this, but I'm guessing they're going to play a little bit of a rotated team again because they are favourites to win. It's what they've been doing in Europe. So if these 4 guys are nailed on to start against Liverpool, it's a hard game, but Liverpool won't be as motivated, surely. They'll be motivated because they're professionals. It's a big game. They're going to want to beat Chelsea still. But this is, if Chelsea were to choose a time to play Liverpool, they'd probably play them after. Yes, it's annoying. They got to do that silly clap at the beginning of the pitch, but hopefully Liverpool are going to be hungover. And if they are, Chelsea are playing for something still. They should be motivated. They've won the last 2 games, Chelsea in the league. And I know they've scraped wins, but maybe. Also, I've got no one else to play here, so I might as well build XP on the Chelsea cards. So that's going to be this lineup. And then this lineup, I'm backing a few more West Ham cards. DMP goalkeeper. Yeah, this is kind of a XP building lineup. Then we go to warm-up leagues / common leagues. La Liga's back this weekend, and it's going to be really tricky for me picking it's really annoying because Barcelona are playing bottom. I think they're bottom of the league. Maybe they're not bottom of the league, but they're in the relegation zone. Valladolid, absolute mess of a team this year. But because they've just played Inter Milan and they've got the Inter Milan second leg coming up, they're going to rest players. So it's really hard to know which Barcelona players are going to play. I can't confidently say people like Rafinha, Olmo are going to play this game. So I'm not playing Rafinha in this lineup, which hurts. But Torres should play because he's been rested all season, really, playing back up to Lewandowski. With Lewandowski injured, they don't really have another striker to play. So I'm thinking Torres plays 60 minutes and then comes off. So if he does that, captain him. Lopez, Garcia, and Xavi all didn't play against Inter Milan. So my thinking is they're going to play in the league. I've got no other logic to go on. Yeah, I could play Rafinha, I could play Olmo, but I think I'm going to play them in this Division 3 lineup, which I'll have a DMP goalkeeper, because I don't think they're going to start, maybe not even come off the bench if they're winning. So my best Division La Liga lineup is going to be Torres, captain, because I think he will play and is a good option for them. And then 3 players that didn't play against Inter Milan, with Dimitrovic in goal, who's got Sevilla away, which isn't the worst fixture for Leganes. And then my third lineup, I'm going to back 4 Deportivo Alaves cards against Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid have fallen off in the last few weeks. How do I know that? Because I've got Julian Alvarez and Conor Gallagher, who have both been not performing that well lately. So I'm going to play 4 Atletico Madrid, Deportivo Alaves cards and 1 Atletico Madrid card. I hope the Deportivo Alaves win, smash them, and Julian Alvarez gets a consolation goal maybe. But actually, maybe Alvarez should be in this lineup. Yeah, okay. Alvarez is not going to play in this lineup, because if this lineup's going to work, I'm going to need a clean sheet somehow from the Deportivo Alaves boys. So I'm going to swap Alvarez with Danny Rabah and play Danny Rabah in this lineup. Let's just put Azpilicueta in there for now. So I'm going to play Alvarez in this lineup, because Atletico Madrid haven't been that great lately. They've been off it. They haven't been on it. And then we'll play Danny Rabah in this lineup. Right. So Danny Rabah, Sevilla away. And then 4 Atletico Madrid. Why do I keep saying Deportivo Alaves cards against Atletico Madrid? Because we're hoping Alaves can keep their good form, trying to survive in La Liga. And Atletico Madrid, nothing really to play for now, out of the title race, should still get Champions League football. So we're hoping their complacency continues. If it doesn't, we've got Alvarez in this lineup, and I've got Conor Gallagher somewhere else. This lineup is the kind of, maybe if Rafinha and Olmo come off the bench and do well, it's Division 3, they could maybe scrape a Essence reward with a DMP goalkeeper. But this is the main lineup. Barcelona's B-boys and Deportivo Alaves. Then we go to La Liga warm-up leagues. Then we go to Bundesliga, common thing, which is kind of fun to play. Then we go to Champion. Monaco are back. Now, Monaco have got an away fixture against Saint Etienne. But Saint Etienne, as you can see here, are 17th in the table. So it's another good fixture for Monaco, even though it's away. We don't have Kamara. He's suspended for this game. Usually we go with Zakaria and Kamara. So we're going to chuck Akliouche back in the team. Akliouche and Zakaria, Birath, Singo, and the goalkeeper. It's a good team. Monaco have got a great fixture. 17th in the late table. Come on, Monaco. Don't let me down. Come on. If you're watching Monaco, and I know every single Monaco player watches my Sorare streams. Some of them even watch my MFL streams, which is crazy. But shout out to my Monaco boys watching. Come on. This is a message just for you, Monaco boys. Come on. Right, next team we're going to be going for the remainder of the Monaco boys who couldn't make the first team. 2 Everton cards here that I couldn't fit in my other lineup, who I'm less confident about, but could do well. Could both start against Ipswich, so they're here. And then West Ham goalkeeper against Spurs. Here we've got 4 Wolves cards. So it's classic in-season Division 3. And I'm putting them here because it's Manchester City away. Not expecting anything here from Wolves. However, you never know, and that's why it's in my Division 3 in-season champion team. They are all going to play, and here's the Conor Gallagher missing piece. Conor Gallagher I'm less confident about, Wolves I'm less confident about. So this is a kind of less confident Division 3, but maybe Wolves full of confidence now that they've survived, not going to get relegated, turn up to Man City, keep a clean sheet somehow. The boys up front score, and then Conor Gallagher smashes Alaves. So, let's see. Challenger, we've just got a warm-up league. Contenders very quiet. This is a joke team. This is a joke team. All my contender teams are joke teams this year. I put my best contender cards in the specials. Where have I put my best contender cards? I don't have any good contender cards this week. Oh, All-Star. All-Star's where I put them. I put my best contender cards in All-Star. So, yeah. Contender card lineups are just about building XP. Under 23s. This is a serious under 23 lineup. Could do well. Some tricky games, but good fixtures in the other ones and good players in the tricky fixtures. And then we have All-Star lineups where these are the best. My best contender cards are in these All-Star lineups, mixed in with a few champion cards like Soleil, like Trent, like John McGinn, and Pedro Neto. So I've got a few Premier League cards here that I'm not as confident about, which is why they're in the All-Star League, mixed with some contender boys like Sanchez, like Pereira, like Correa, who on their day are in good form. Sanchez, his form lately has been bonkers. They're playing top of the league team, which is why he's in this lineup. But, you know, we're building a bit of a skyscraper city here. So happy days with Alexis Sanchez. Shame the season's ending. Players like Sanchez are just hitting good form. So yeah, those are my lineups, guys. Those are my lineups. If you've enjoyed this video, help your boy out. Like, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. If you've never played Sorare before and you'd like to try it out, you've watched the video and you've gone, hang on, Amreezy, Sorare seems fun. There's a link in the description where you can sign up and get £50 or dollars or euros free credit after you've bought your first 5 cards. Do that if you've never played Sorare. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Good luck with your coming game weeks, everybody. I love you all. See you next week. Peace.